figures are getting better all the time, and while it's great to see this, it does create a big problem. How will the nation afford to have everyone living longer? Will there be enough workers to pay tax, to fund all those pensions? Let's ask social researcher Mark McCrindle. Mark, good morning to you.
Hi, Bill.
The question is, will we be able to afford this? Not that we have much option. How do you think we'll go?
Well, we're struggling to afford it as a nation. This ageing has taken us a bit by surprise, and while it's a good news story, it does come with massive costs. Healthcare costs, aged care costs, pension costs as well. So the expenses for our nation are growing, and there's a second problem as well, and that is that at the same time the income revenues, the income tax side of it is actually not keeping pace. And so today, for every retiree, we've got 5 people in the working age population, but by mid-century for each retiree we'll have half what we have today, just 2.7 people in our working age population.
Which are really interesting figures when you consider, I think it was only about a week ago we were having a debate where people were saying we should limit the number of children we're allowed to have, we should limit immigration. Is that the answer? Do we need to bring in more workers to boost the work numbers, the workforce, or should we have more babies?
Well, we're actually going to need both of those, solutions. If you look at the aged care sector, it's set up for a few million. We're going to have twice as many squeezing in over the next few decades, and there's already an acute skills shortage in health and aged care and retirement services. So we do need that skilled migration program just to fill some of those existing gaps. But at the same time, we do need that long-term sustained, economic boom that comes through children, so that, they can balance out this aging that we have. Nothing is going to balance out the aging like childbirth, and that'll produce sustained growth. And also in 4 and 5 decades time, it'll produce a labour force, which of course, adult migration won't quite do.
What about the age pension? Will that survive this century?
It's unlikely to. It's certainly changing. I mean, those in their 50s already know that it's being pushed back. The goalposts are being moved back from 65, where it's been for a century, suddenly being pushed back to 67 and 68. And so I'm sure that that is just the start of the changes. We're going to see many more changes to the pension. And so for those in their 20s and 30s, they better start thinking about being self-funded in their retirement. They'll have longer in retirement, and there's not going to be the pension that we know today for them.
Well, Mark, good to talk to you. Thanks.
Thanks, Mel.
7:21. Now, there are plenty of people that think their child or grandchild